Welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. I hope you're having a great day today. And I wanted to get started today and just say hello and introduce myself. And hopefully you're able to see me fine. I'm just going to adjust the camera there a little bit. I think everything will be good. And I wanted to just say I'm going to be niching down my channel. So now if you look at the banner on my home page, you will see that it talks about how I will be sharing tips with selling on Etsy, whether it's handmade items or vintage items. And that is going to continue to be this case because I'm an Etsy seller myself, an entrepreneur. And so everything to do with my channel is going to be about making and selling things. So instead of it being a DIY, me showing you things, I'm going to be giving you gift ideas and products that I make and sell in my shop that you're more than welcome to buy. Is helping me support my channel and all the content that I'm sharing with you for free. And then the DIY will be just showing you what you can pair with the gifts that I have in my shop, or with a gift that you've purchased from somewhere else. So it will be things like gift tags, greeting cards, gift bags, gift boxes, and just anything that you could use as to wrap a gift, to top on a gift, to include in a gift, happy mail, everything to do with that. So this is going to be gift giving ideas, products you can purchase from me, and DIY that you can make yourself as far as the accompaniment to your gifts. Okay, so get that out of the way first of all, and then now we're going to get right into the project. And if you watched my last video, let me zoom back in here, go to the table now. So that was on me, but now we're going to go to what we're going to be baking today. So I showed you in the last video, and I hope you watched it, but if not, after this video you can go back and watch it. So I made this really cute butterfly, and if you can see how pretty and shimmery it is, and so I'm going to show you exactly how to make this. So this can be used as accompaniment on a gift. So you could put this, now I have my embroidery floss here in the middle because that's just something that I decided to do instead of just making the cardboard ones. And here's the template that I'm going to be sharing with you. So if you sign up for my newsletter, which will be in the description below, then I'm going to send you this template, and then you can make your own butterflies yourself, and you can make them out of paper to go in your junk journals, your scrapbooks, your bullet journals, your altered books, any paper crafting that you want to do. And then for people who quilt, this is the perfect butterfly applique. You could put it on a wall hanging, you can put it on anything that you make with fabric. And so today is going to be all about showing you how to make this beautiful butterfly and the technique that I use to do this and to get this effect. So the first thing you're going to need, there's several supplies that you're going to need. You can get organza, any kind of sheer fabric. So this is just a sheer fabric that I'm using. It's not an organza, but it's just a sheer fabric, very see-through. So something that you can see through, very, very sheer. And then the butterfly template, which again will be available for those who sign up for my newsletter. Otherwise you can just download another butterfly somewhere. And then all you have to do is you need a piece of felt and fabric. You can use fabric scraps. You can use one solid piece of fabric. So I just lay the butterfly template. I made it out of a cereal box cardboard, any thin cardboard. And then you just take your marker and you just trace around the whole butterfly. And then I used a marker for that. And then once you've got that completed, now you can see there's the outline of the butterfly. So now what we're going to do is, and I'm just holding this together because I've used up all my pens making my hanky quilt block. So now we're just going to cut out around the very edge of this butterfly that we just traced. And just going very carefully, very slowly, making sure you're getting into where the points are and where the curves are. Just take your time. No need to rush. And I go right on the outside edge of the line that I traced. So just going around, bottom wing. So I'm cutting through the felt and through the fabric. And then now we're getting the bottom part of the body, curving around there. Now back around the other side of the wing. And as you can see, you don't need to pin it together because the felt really grabs hold of the fabric and it kind of holds it in place, so it's not like you have two slippery pieces of fabric. And if you like my channel and you like what you're going to learn here on my channel, that's why I gave the introduction, so now you know beyond a shadow of a doubt what it is you will learn from me. And if you're wanting gift ideas, if you want tips for selling your handmade or vintage items on Etsy, or if you want DIY ideas for what to put with a gift that you've already purchased, whether it's from me or someone else, then that's what you will learn from my channel. So I hope you will subscribe and join my little community and give this video a thumbs up. Now this is my handy dandy best pair of scissors that I recommend and that I use most often, especially for cutting. So this pair happens to be for paper or scissors. I have a second pair that is dedicated just for fabric because, did I say paper or scissors? Paper or fabric. It didn't sound right. This is by Fiskars, and you see that little hinge right here, the spring. So this saves your wrist, it saves your fingers, and if you have any arthritis or stiffness in your joints, like I do, then that is for you. So now you're going to need your iron also. You can see I have this handy dandy little iron. I love this one. This is Spyro Winta Steam and Press. So it just has this little tiny plate, and I have one of those smaller pressing mats, but I didn't go dig it out, so I just said, okay, I haven't used it in a long time and it's in a bin somewhere, so I said, no, I'm not going to go bother doing all that. And so you will need your iron, and now what we're going to do is you also need a small piece of fusible web. So get your fusible web out, and now you can just take your template and put it back over to the side so that you're not doing anything with it. So now take the two pieces apart. Take the fabric apart, take the felt apart, and now this is a piece of batik, but this is, I can see this is a lighter side, so I want the darker side. So now I'm going to take this whole piece of fusible web, and I'm going to lay it right down on top of the butterfly, and put the other butterfly layer on top. So now I have the felt on the bottom, the fusible web in the middle, and now the other fabric piece on top. So now I'm trying to just line up, because I had a piece of green felt, but I think I used it all up. So now I'm trying to line up the butterfly so that you don't see the purple, because this is going to go into my evergreen journal, which is a monochromatic green theme. And now we want to cut this excess fusible web off and save those pieces, because you can use those small pieces in other projects. So you just don't want this fusible web sticking to your iron, which I do that every now and again. Okay, so just now very carefully. Normally I would have torn this, which is probably what I might wind up doing if it's not gonna be in enough, but I'm thinking I'm getting it pretty good. Like I said, save every little bit of scraps of that. That's valuable and can be used again. Okay, so just very carefully trimming away that excess fusible web. Lay that fabric down so that I can just really see how I'm cutting this out on top of the felt. So I'm doing a 200 subscriber giveaway. I'm at 155 subscribers, so thank you very much to everyone who is helping me and joining my community. I really appreciate it. So, and thank you to those who are continuing to watch my videos, like the videos, comment on the videos, so I know that a lot of you do watch it and you come over and you give it a thumbs up, so I appreciate that because that's very helpful. But thank you, Raphael, for always coming and watching and liking and commenting. So, okay, so now I'm just trimming it in just so that it's shy of the felt, so that, like I said, I don't want it on my iron. I did purchase fusible foam, and I was thinking of using that on here today, but I said, nah, let's just go ahead and, since I've never used the fusible foam and I didn't want to try a project first with you that I hadn't used it myself. Okay, so let's take a look at it here. Okay, it looks pretty good. Like right here, it needs to be trimmed a little bit more. Okay, so there you see. Now let me lay it down, and I want to just make sure, again, like I said, this is something, this part here, just take your time, make sure everything is where you want it to be. Keep catching the felt, so I'm cutting off little pieces of my butterfly. I don't want to do that. Okay, so now let's get this here. And I have a piece of the paper that comes with the lining of the fusible web. So I'm just going to lay it down on my mat because I don't want to have anything that's going to stick to it. And I am going to sew this on the sewing machine to put some quilting stitches. So this is, like I said, quilting, great for quilting. So I'm going to fuse this on, and then I will trim off any of the purple. So this gets really hot, so it didn't take any time at all. So give that a second to cool. If you could see the steam coming off. Alright, so now you can see just a little wee bit of this purple. So now I'm going to come back and I'm just going to really carefully trim that down because I don't want purple in my green junk journal. Okay, so there you go on that. And these are brand new scissors, so they're very, very sharp. Okay, so now today you're in for a treat, because I'm going to just keep turning the camera so that you can see everything that I'm doing. So anybody that sews, or if you're new to sewing, you'll be able to see me sew this on the machine. Okay. So now one more step. We're going to take a few pieces of this fusible web that we had left. I'm just going to lay it across the top of the butterfly. Just little tiny strips. You see, I'm not doing big strips. Little tiny strips. Just filling it in. So each wing, just making sure there's a piece on each wing. Right here in the middle. Again, because we are going to sew it. Now we're going to take this sheer fabric and we're going to lay it across right here. And I'm trying to also, again, now this is going to be a little bit different because usually I have a larger piece. Let me see if I can find the larger piece. I may go with lace if I don't find that real quick handy dandy for you, because I hate to be searching for things. I usually get everything on camera that I need, but every now and again, yes, I don't. And I happen to run out of that sheer organza. It's iridescent. It's so beautiful. So let me see here. I think, all right, I don't want to hold you up anymore. So let's just do this. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, all right, let's just cut it in 2 sections now. No, I don't like that. Excuse me while I bend over in front of you. Alright, so let's just take lace. Let's just do it this way, because you can see through this lace. Alright. It's going to kill the effect of the green. I don't want that. Alright, so let's not give up. We're going to keep looking, because I don't think it's going to look good if I try to take these pieces here and cut them, you see. Oh, maybe if I do it this way, that might work. Okay, there we go. So problem solved. Alright, we need the pinking shears for this. Excuse me while I take a sip. Alright, so I will divide it going down the body. And you want it straight, so here's a piece. Okay, so this is going to be for the body. Put it right there. Okay, I like that. Yes. Okay. And it can even stick out the top, so that will make it really authentic. Alright, so the pinking shear side. Alright, so let's see where we need this. Okay, so I'm going to line it up here. Just want to cover the bottom. I'm going to come around here. Pinking shears are so heavy, they're not easy to use. And this is going to give a really nice effect for the wings with the pinking shear. Okay. That. Now we're going to flip this over. Okay, now here, so we just need to trim it off down here. And if you saw when I do an Etsy shop update and I showed you fabric, some DIY books, and I had a long arm decorative stapler. Well, that stapler's already sold. So you have to, when you see anything that I am talking about and you want it, you've got to take advantage of it because things sell very fast in my vintage shop. And especially now with people being home, then they're wanting to do, more projects and they're learning how to do things. And I always find things that are very rare and maybe they're not even in production anymore. And that particular one, I think they remade it in another color, but I don't know if it's available in the stores anymore. So that one was the original, and I have one. But so anyway, thank you to the nice person who bought it. I hope they enjoy it very much. Okay, yeah, this is going to look nice. Okay, once I show you, I'll hold it up here. All right, now the other little secret tip is now you're going to be ironing with the fusible web. Now, see, before it was sandwiched between the fabric and the felt, which is fine. But when you have it, like say you're going to use organza, if I would have had organza, the fusible web, oh, that's my last piece of parchment paper. Okay, so you need parchment paper too. I get this at my grocery store, and this stuff is expensive. What could we use that for? Anybody have any ideas? This can go. I don't see anything that I really, do I need to save this? You got the cutter on here. I don't know. Alright. You know what that cardboard thing is good for is putting it through your cords to hide the cords. I do know that's a good tip. Alright, let's save that. Alright, so now you take a piece of parchment paper. Sorry for the noise. Lay it on top very carefully so that your pieces don't move on you. Alright, let me turn my iron back up. That thing is still hot. I can feel it. And it heats up really fast. I don't know if you have one of these little guys, but I mean, it is just wonderful. This was a gift from my sister-in-law. And I just love it. It's so little, it's lightweight, it's compact. When I'm done, I just wrap it up, put it back on the little shelf where I have it. So now this, you want to make sure you're getting these pieces down pretty good. Alright, turn that back off so I don't burn anything over here, especially myself. Okay, take my little piece of sheer fabric. I think this is like off of a curtain. This was in that batch of vintage fabric I inherited. Okay, now, so there you have it. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. So now, we're not done, as you know. So you see how I put the stitching on here. So I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to do just like I did here. I'm going to outline the wings first, and then I'm going to come in the center of the wings to give it that extra little dimension, because you know how the butterflies have the two pairs of wings. So here's the one pair, here's the one pair. So I'll stitch all the way around, and then I'll come right here and do either going this way or go this way. But you see how I put the piece here in the middle? So that's your body. And look at how pretty the pinking shears made all of this. Okay, so let me get my setup fixed here. Move some things out of the way. I have a tendency to overdo loading up my sewing table. Signature to a journal that I've been working on. Okay, now let's see. That should be pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to turn you around. go slow as I can, so just hold on. Hold on to your seat. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine. Now I'm going to slide my little tripod, bring you over so that you can see the sewing. Okay, I think that's good. Angle you down a little teeny weeny bit. Okay, so there we are. Let me bring it in closer. Chair, so I don't hit that chair, because I really want you to see this. Okay. Okay, here we go. Alright, so I use a Brother Project Runway limited edition sewing machine. And there are 99 stitch options. And this one, let me see, which was that stitch that I used for the other one? Let me see if I can identify it here. That's pretty. 25 looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm thinking 25. Alright, let's see how that looks. Start up here at the top of the wing. Angle it for the curve. So once I'm done, you'll be able to see how I spaced it here. And you can just keep turning your piece as you're going around the curve. And the one thing when you're doing decorative stitches, it will jam up your machine, especially this machine, if you go too fast. So that's why I'm going slow. I have found that out. And then it starts jamming your... And I'm running out of bobbin. Can you believe that? Okay. Well, we'll do as much as we can. Maybe I'll just do this wing with you. And then I may have to refill it, so but that's okay. You'll be able to see how to refill a bobbin. In case you never knew how to do that, you'll learn that today too. Now this is a very pretty stitch. I love it. So number 25 on your Project Runway sewing machine. Okay, so I'm just turning it again. Because I want to stay on the fabric sheer part that I put on top. A little bit faster here, but I got to keep watching the bobbin because I don't want to run out of bobbin. That'd be terrible. Hopefully I'll have enough to just finish this one wing. That would be beautiful. And I can show you this one finished side. And how, you know, you have a clear bobbin case, and when this thread is going around, you can see it. So that's how I know when I'm going to run out. Trim that part off. I don't want that getting stuck in there. This is the other pair of scissors. It's still same by Fiskar. This is old. I've had these for maybe 30 years. Sharp. I've never had to have them resharpened. And I love this one, the way they put it, the opening right here on for your thumb on the top, up and down. It slides. Look at that. So easy. The other one, they put it over here, and it's stiff. It's very hard to open. And I'm a person, I like to close mine back up. I don't like it leaving it open. Because mishaps do happen and you can cut yourself. So I don't leave them open. Okay, it looks like I might make it, so let's hope that it has enough bobbin. Just pivoting it enough, but just a little bit, because I don't want it going off the edge. So excited that I had enough thread. Okay, so I just want to close it up when it meets the other one right there. Perfect. Okay, so let me show you. Let me trim off these little tails. Okay, so you can see that. Very pretty. You see that decorative stitch all the way around there? Bring it in as close as I can. Hopefully it's still focusing. See how pretty? Now on the back. But now you don't see the purple, and now you've got the pretty green, and this has swirls in it just like on a butterfly wing, and little dots. Just perfect. I couldn't have picked a better batik if I would have tried. And this was just happened to be in my stash. So now I will refill the bobbin, and then I'll go around here and finish that up. So right here, this is like just a little bit of a jagged, but that's perfect because, you know, butterflies, they get into little mishaps and they get little jagged tears on their wings, so that's exactly what that is. So let me take out the bobbin. Look at that. Wow. Perfect timing. And I saved my little end threads. Now you get the end of this. There's a little hook on the back. Go put it in there. You can come around here. There's another little hook here, so you go around that. And then you take your thread, put it through the hole here. And then I hold on to, I take about like 2 inches, hold on to it right here. And then wrap this several times. And then take it up here. Put it on top, close that, trim off that little tail, and then you hold on, put my little cap back here. Okay, so now you hold this thread here up, and you hold it taut, and you put your finger here so this doesn't jump off until it catches. And then you just push the pedal. Let that go. Keep your finger over here on this one. And then you just keep an eye on this. And as long as the thread is going up and down, that means it's evenly going to thread it on there. And then this little wheel over here is a sensor. So once it gets